Tru Inferno explosion.
Black Ops 2 commentary video and back-to-back rigs. So y'all know who this is. This is Dash of Tru Inferno. And we got a big topic here, so let me get it straight into it. I may have to do a part 2 on this topic, which would be sometime next week or something like that. So let me get into it. Now, we as people in the world are not perfect. In fact, the only person who is close to being perfect is the next Renaissance man, which just so happens to be me. But yeah, enough about that. But yet, when it comes to people not being perfect, yeah, you know, we all got flaws, whatever. But there's still certain things people do that they are conscious of themselves doing it, or they're not conscious of themselves doing it, but can easily be adjusted, can easily be fixed. And these are my pet peeves. So my 11 pet peeves that the general public do that just gets under my skin. So with that said, like I said, there's 11 of them and not enough time to cover them all. So let's get straight into it. Now, before I get into it, like I said, there's 11 of them, but they're not in any order. So it's not like, oh, this is the top pet peeve of mine or this is the worst pet. No, it just like whatever pet peeve I can think of, I just jot them down and I'm going to read them based on what I thought of first. So number one on the list, like I said, this is not my biggest pet peeve, is yawning with your mouth open. And to me that is gross. Like I said, it's not my biggest pet peeve, but it's kinda up there. It may be my top 5, something like that. And it's stupid because it's a simple fix. Like, why are you yawning with your mouth open for the whole world to see? Like, that make no sense. And all you gotta do is take your right hand, take your left hand, or possibly take both your hands. I don't care how you do it. Just cover your damn mouth. It's an easy fix. Now, some of you might say, well, what about I want to cover my mouth when I yawn? Okay, you know. And they may follow that up by saying, all you gotta do is just not look at me when I'm yawning. Okay, well, that's true, but there's a few problems with that. One, somebody will always see, like especially if you're in a room full of people, somebody will eventually see that, and they'll catch it for like a millisecond or a quick second, whatever, and then be like, man, that shit's gross. But the main reason why that suggestion is stupid is because of this. For example, let's say I'm walking down the street and I see this fine females walking, rocking these short shorts or whatever, you know, rocking this tank top showing off how big her boobs are and all that stuff. And I'm like, yes, I'm about to go holler at this chick. Then all of a sudden, some big slob, some dude just walked in front of my view, facing me, not on purpose, and then just like bust out. Like, really? What? Why? Why, yo? Why you face like two things? One, why are you in my way? Like I'm trying to look at this chick. That's the most important thing. But the second thing, and the one that's on topic, is why are you yawning with your mouth open? Like seriously. Like I said, take your hands to cover your mouth. Well, another problem with that is, well, what if I'm carrying something that requires both my hands? I have to yawn. Okay, now that's a more legitimate good point. Now here's the solution to that though. You turn your head away from the general public. So if you see people's face, you know, you see people in front of you, you turn to the side. You face your head downward. I don't care how you do it. You turn your face away from the general public and you let out your yawn if you can't cover your mouth. Something. You hide your face when you yawn. You do not just stand there for the whole world to see and just no, that's gross. Cut that crap out. Number 2 on this list, and this one could be a touchy subject, but I'm gonna get into it anyway because it needs to be said. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody or, you know, say anything negative about the people who I'm generally referring to on number 2, but it's got to be said. And number 2 is when mature / old women showing up at a casual place like the mall, at a regular restaurant, or at the workplace, and they are either showing their cleavage or wearing tight shirts, basically showing the entire world how big their boobs are. And my response to that is, stop it. I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, like with these chicks who are 40 and 50. Now, if you like 30 and 40, but yet your body look like it's like 20, okay, that's different. But if you're 30 and 40 and your body looks 40 and 50, you have to realize, you have to be conscious that your golden days are over. Like, I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real. I'm just being truthful. I'm just keeping it real, and I hope it don't go wrong. But it got to be said, your golden days are over. So stop showing off your cleavage. Like, shouldn't you be married? Shouldn't you be having kids? Why are you still showing your cleavage or wearing them tight shirts, showing the whole world how big your boobs are? Stop it. Now, I can understand if you'll be like, well, it's the summertime and it's hot, so I gotta wear my tank top and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Or, like, if you're going to a special event, like you're going to a special restaurant and you gotta wear that dress that just happened to show up your cleavage and show up your boobs, okay, that's different too. But, like, if you at the workplace or you at somewhere casual and it's not hot, why are you showing up your cleavage? Like, no. Like, stop that. Like I said, your golden days are over. Now, like, they may have been hot. It may have been hot at one point, but now it's just gross. So stop that nonsense. Just stop it. Number 3 on my list is also a touchy one because it's not the touchy as it could offend people, but it's touchy because you could falsely accuse people of doing this. But at the same time, this is high on my list. So this is in my top 2 or 3 of my biggest pet peeves, and that's when you're being a hypocrite. So, like I said, hypocrite is another form of lying, but it's technically not lying. I guess you could say it's an advanced form of lying. So basically, what a hypocrite is you say one thing, but then you say or do another thing. So, for example, you may be walking around and say, man, I hate Ohio. Ohio suck. If you're from Ohio, you garbage. Anything from Ohio is just plain old stupid. But yet you'll turn around and say, see the point, the best thing in the whole world. And I'll be looking at you like, see the points in Ohio, you idiot. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Now, like I said, everybody are not aware of themselves of being a hypocrite. And that's why most people on the planet are indeed hypocrites, because it's mostly not aware of it. Like, for example, let's say at one point you would walk around and say, man, I don't like Chrysler. You know, Chrysler sucks. Blah, 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 yakety smackety. And you never drove a Chrysler car in your life. But yet, you, like, 2 years later, you finally drive one. Like, let's say it's the 200C. And you're like, man, this car is sweet. Man, I like this. Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you may not be aware that a couple of years ago you said Chrysler cars suck. Or you may not know that the 200C is a Chrysler car and you out there giving it props. You know, that's a case of you being a hypocrite and you're not even aware of it. Now, there could be a scenario where you could say one thing and say do another thing, but take back what you said originally about it. So again, if you said Chrysler sucks, but 2 years later you driving a 200C, say it's the best car ever, and then you was like, yeah, I did say Chrysler sucks, but now I take that back. Yeah, that's different. You're admitting to what you said, and now you have a change of opinion. So yeah, there's a way to work around that, but like I said, being a hypocrite, if you're doing it on purpose, that is a big pet peeve of mine. Now this one right here, number 4, is my all-time biggest pet peeve, and that's stereotypes. I cannot stand stereotypes. So an example of being a stereotype is like women walking around saying, my boyfriend cheated on me. All men are pigs. Y'all always think about one thing. That's sex, 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 boobs and ass, and more sex, and pussy. I'm like, no, don't associate me with your man because he did something stupid. No one guy is going to define me. Like, get that nonsense out of here. That's like me saying, oh man, my girl cheated on me. Man, all these females are nothing but gold diggers and sluts. And I'm like, and I know 100% that's not true. Well, I hope it's not true. Like, you know, is it true, ladies? I don't think it is. But, you know, you tell me. So, like I said, I can't stand stereotypes. That is a big no-no. And as you can see, the game is over. And I only covered 4 things. I got like, what? 7 more things to go. This is the new Jay Gatsby. I'll try to finish the rest next week. Peace out, y'all.
Somebody's fucking again. Somebody's fucking again. Me and my fellas driving, holding on to the time when the only responsibility's finishing these assignments. Sorry for my defiance, mama, I'm failing in science, but I'ma make you a fortune, becoming one of the giants, mama. I'm in the comments area, studying comments.